So you want to start a business, you don't know where to start. This video is not necessarily about how to start a business or what to do, but I wanted to share with my community the most important lessons that I've learned as a business owner and aspiring entrepreneur. But quick disclaimer, before I go into the rest of this video, I want to explain the difference between a business owner and an entrepreneur. If you open up a storefront or you introduce a product to the world, that's not necessarily going to change anything or change how things operate, but more so you're just in it to make some money and support your lifestyle and your business. This is a business owner. An entrepreneur is on the other side of things, where an entrepreneur is either someone that opens up a ton of these types of businesses, has a lot of different types of revenue that they're generating for their own business, or they're trying to create something that's going to change the world. And that's an important discrepancy. So this video is more catered towards a business owner, and I want to share with you guys what I've learned as a business owner at the young, ripe age of 28 years old. You'll notice that my backdrop's a little different. I'm coming to you live from Costa Rica, which is very nice. Unfortunately, I haven't had a ton of time to have some fun, but I have mixed in some fun and some work at the same time, which is something that the business has allowed me to do. But I've still been working. I've been working since 9 o'clock Central Time till it's gonna be now 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. The only thing I get as a benefit is a change of scenery, which is nice, and maybe some fun activities that I don't get to do every day. But this video is about the biggest lessons that I've learned as a business owner that you should be wary of as you start your business or entrepreneurial journey. So number one, business success is not a straight line. And when you start off, and I know this is kind of cliche, but when you start off as a business owner, you might think that you know the industry, maybe you've worked in it for a while. You might have an idea of where you want this business to be in a year. But my business has been up, down, up a lot, down a lot, up, down, and it's never really straying away from that. But the one thing that has been consistent is that it's always grown a little bit. If you draw a line from all the peaks, it kind of goes like this in a bell curve. You're gonna have bad months, you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have bad years. Last year I had a really bad year because of multiple things that I couldn't control. But success is never a straight line. So don't think that you're just gonna introduce a product or a service and then you're just gonna start picking up clients and it's just gonna grow from there. That's the idealism that we all have in our heads that actually keep propelling us and driving us forward. But no matter what product I've introduced, it has never been just a straight line up. Some people are lucky enough to do that. Me, I haven't had that experience. Number two, advertising is your biggest return on investment you can do. If you advertise correctly, you can make 10x, 12x returns and beat the S&P 500 10 times over. If you can start with an advertisement for your business, you are going to get a ton more opportunities. A lot of people say that cold calling is the way to go. A lot of people say that maybe even cold outreach. I've seen that work for some businesses. Maybe even emails. I've heard some of my sales guys say that they think emails is the best way to go. Without a doubt, if you advertise effectively, you will change yourself, your family for the good. Advertising alone for us has generated about a 10x return on profit and about an 18x return on revenue since about 8 months of actually doing it. And then on that note, we've been in business for 4.5 years, but we just started advertising 6 months ago, which was the big plug-in that we made this past year. That took a little bit of a substantial investment and it got my heart rate pumping a little bit. But once we started advertising, the whole world changed. You gotta advertise, you gotta tell people about your stuff. You can have the coolest product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, who's gonna buy it? So advertising is crucial. And we've also included some other ways on this channel how you can advertise for your business through Meta, Google, TikTok, organic marketing, billboards, print, advertising, all that's covered. But advertising is without a doubt the biggest driver of revenue. And it's so important. So advertising is without a doubt one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. Number three, working for yourself is such a stupid phrase. If you are gonna go start a business and introduce a product because you no longer wanna work for the man, guess what? That is not true. I personally work for my employees, I work for our vendors, I work for our partners, I work for our clients, I work for all the shareholders and stakeholders in the company. I don't have just one boss, I have 50 of them. And that fact alone can drive you crazy if you're not prepared for it. So you're going to have people that need things from you, and you are going to be tied to your desk because of those things that people need from you. Some people can stomach that. The one thing that I would say that maybe fits in that is like I am in Costa Rica right now, but again, I've been at my desk for 8 hours today, about to be 10 hours, and I'm not even slowing down yet because I've got people that need things from me. So you are not going to be your own boss. You're going to have 40 to 50 different bosses. Which brings me to my next point, which is number 4. You will easily put in 80 hours a week and you're not even going to blink, which is nice because you can work really hard and work for longer hours because you probably enjoy what you do or you like what you do, but you're still going to be working. And at some point, no matter what, you're going to view that as a job. You're going to view it as work. And the whole point of this whole business ownership and entrepreneurship is freedom. And you're going to be stuck, tied to your desk or tied in client meetings for hours upon end. And you're going to feel at some point in your life that you're not really free. And that's a big, big problem, because we as entrepreneurs, we expect ourselves to have freedom, but you are never really free. There is a caveat to that statement though, where if your goal is to strictly just make a measly $8,000 to $10,000 a month before taxes, you can do that and probably have a freedom of lifestyle that suits you. If you could set yourself up for yourself and be a digital nomad, I've seen plenty of people do that. But if you are growth oriented like I am and you want to continue to push the ball forward, you are not going to be free. You're going to be tied to your desk for 80 hours a week, week in, week out. You're going to be working weekends, you're going to be working late, you're going to skip dinners, you're going to miss meals, your health is going to take a toll. All those things go by the wayside when you're dedicated to a mission. So because you're working 80 hours a week, brings me to my 5th point. My brain literally never shuts off. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm constantly thinking about what's going to ruin me. What's going to ruin the business? What employee's going to leave? What piece of labor is going to have to be tweaked? What did that one person say in that meeting that really rubbed me the wrong way? You're going to collect all these different things that lead to some stress. And your brain's never going to be able to shut off. You're never going to be able to tackle that. And you can ask any entrepreneur, watch all these videos from entrepreneurs, business owners, what have you. Your brain truly never shuts off until you're ready just to cash out. And that's something you're going to have to accept. So the only way to shut it off, I've realized, is to get out completely, either quit or you sell or you exit your org chart. It's really the only way to solve you thinking about work 24/7. All right, number 6, something that I've realized is that money is no longer the motivator. And there comes this point in time where you figure out that money comes and goes, and I'm going to talk about that in my last point, in point 7. Money comes and goes. It's just the nature of business and how things work, right? But there comes a point where the number just becomes a number in the bank account. And you might be happy with reaching your financial goals, or you might be happy making $20,000, $30,000 a month, and that's great. But you put so much time, effort, and energy into creating the best product or service that you possibly can, that at the end of the day, business owners and entrepreneurs, they just want validation. They want people to enjoy their product and enjoy their service. Because what's the point if nobody enjoys your product or service? You can make a lot of money and screw a lot of people over. It's been done plenty of times before, but you end up in handcuffs or you end up with a lawsuit. Okay? So money is not really the motivator. It's the satisfaction in providing a great service for your community and the people around you. That is what drives you at the end of the day. At least what drives me. It could be different from everybody, but the people in my circle, we all talk about how we want to change the way people think, act, and change people's lives. And that's what business ownership's about. Number 7, the last one, again, another point about money. Money quickly becomes a tool and a resource. It's no longer a lifeline. It's not something that you look at as, can I eat this month, or can I spend this at this certain place? I've actually had a lot of mental battles about the purpose of money. And there's a phrase, scared money doesn't make money. And you then quickly realize that you have to spend your hard-earned money on taking these huge giant bets that could or may not pay off. And I'm not talking like spending $20 or $30 to see if something works. In the business world, you got to spend thousands of dollars just to test something. And it may or may not even work out. When I started my advertising journey, for instance, like when I was actually advertising for our own business, I spent $3,000 or $4,000 before I even saw a single lead, because I had to figure out what's going to be the best way to do this. And for a person who's working a job, and maybe you're working a job right now, $3,000 to $4,000 sounds like a lot of money. I mean, you just know mentally, okay, I've got $85,000 a year to work with. So if I spend $4,000, that's 1/20th of my total income. And that's the scariest part, is that money becomes a resource and a tool that you have to use and you have to spend. It's not a lifeline. Furthermore, to actually go and clarify that point a little further, you can go to a bank and you can borrow $50,000, $100,000, $250,000 against a line of credit, and you realize that money's not yours. That money's just a tool that you use to grow. And then it becomes a problem, because when that money runs out, or you don't have any money, or that money's not making you money, then you go into some severe debt. But that's the only scary part, is that that could possibly happen. But the reality is if you have a system dialed down, you have people around you, and you have a great product or service, that money just becomes a tool and a resource. It's not your lifeline. So I feel like this video is a little bit negative, so I do want to say something positive about the cash and the money. After it's all said and done, your bank account might say that you made $4,000 or $5,000 of profit. Let's say you made $20,000 or $30,000 of profit. You had a great month, right? When it comes to spending on things, you think in terms of monthly cash flow. So I know that if I'm in Costa Rica, right, I spent maybe $1,000 on the stay here. I split the room with another family, so it's $500. And then I bought all my plane tickets on points. But when I'm out here in the Costa Rican public, when I'm out here talking to the vendors and I'm whipping out my wallet, I'm giving people $10 tips and everything for a tuk-tuk ride, or maybe my wife wanted a trinket or something, that money isn't necessarily stressful. Because once you have lines of credit in place and you have systems that you know that you can pay back the line of credit, and you've generated a real business, you know money's going to come in, so you can actually borrow against your future returns. And then when you die, the debt goes with you. So pretty cool way to think about money. It's just a little bit different than most people think about it. But when you're an employee and you're just thinking about what I'm going to make this month, you don't want to go into debt, because that's consumer debt. But debt in the business is actually a very good thing. It's a tool, it's a resource that you can use to grow. So I hope that this video shared some of the concepts that I've experienced in my business ownership journey. I'm not an entrepreneur yet, but I hope that this shared some concepts that you can take with you and just give you some things that you can expect in your business journey. My pitch to you, my last thing that I want to tell you, is that I've been helping businesses break through plateaus. So we figured out that we're not just a marketing company that comes in and runs advertising for businesses. We identify where the strongest areas of growth are for every single company that we work with. Some are startups, some have been in business for 30 years. We actually even work with a company that's been in business for 75 years. The reason why people find us and use our services is to help them break through a plateau. So if you're feeling like you're in a plateau in your business, I'd love to work with you. We can do all sorts of things. We're super efficient. And we're not just an advertising agency, we're plateau breakers. So thanks again. I'm trying to grow this channel to 100,000 subscribers. If you could please just subscribe, that'd be awesome, because I would really appreciate it. And you got to support another business owner if you're going to be a business owner. So if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'll be more than happy to help you out. And I hope you guys have a blessed day.